All right, from Porterfield Park in Orange, Virginia, welcome to tonight's broadcast of high school football. As the visiting Cyclones take on the Fighting Hornets of Orange County. I'm Mark O'Connell alongside Steve Peacock. Steve, do you know why the American flag is hovering above the goalpost over there? Answer. This is in recognition of EMS and all first responders.
Okay, that's a great tribute, and with the service they provide to the community, it's top notch, and my hats goes off to any first responder and EMS, and what a great tribute with that big flag out there.
It really is. Good to see you again, Steve, and last week we saw the Culpeper Monticello game. Big win for the Blue Devils, and while they were winning, I understand that we're going to be playing under the glow of a harvest moon tonight. Speaking of harvest, have the Cyclones been harvesting points this year?
So far, they haven't let off where they were last year, racking up points offensively against you think formidable opponents, but they've been domination by the Cyclones, Mark, and now here they come in facing a talented Orange team, but Orange has kind of been disappointing to start opening the high school season so far this year. They're 0-2, and so. And Coach Hatfield, I know, is worried because he want his Eastern View Cyclones to, kind of get overconfident, think they're going to have their way with Orange because they've got Jalen Alexander, who I agree with Coach Hatfield, who said in the paper, Star Exponent this morning, that, he's probably one of the best backs, not only in the area, but in the state. So the Eastern View defense is going to have the work cut out tonight for him to watch out for Jalen Alexander tonight.
All right, two teams. Eastern View is 2-0. They beat Culpeper 28-0. Albemarle 63-7. Orange, on the other hand, is 0-2. They lost to King George and they lost big to North Stafford last week. But one of the things that was also pointed out in the article you alluded to is that Orange's secondary has given up over 500 yards in 2 games and like 5 touchdowns. So it makes me think that the Cyclones probably be thinking about exploiting the Orange secondary. You have receivers like Alex Spangler, Blake Leak, Chance Graves. I mean, do they go to the air tonight?
Mark, you hit the nail on the head. I think you've got the game plan down to a T. They're going to exploit that secondary tonight and try to see what they can do with damage with those 3 receivers. But then again, you got Rock Lawson and company, that running back committee there, and they will say that's just going to open up the run. Till Butler can run too, but I think they're going to see Till throw a little bit more than run because they want to make sure he's durable and he can last the season. And running and taking a lot of hits can take the wind out of your sails sometimes. So I think you're going to see a lot more throwing tonight from Till.
All right, and Eastern View and Orange have played 6 times. Cyclones are 6-0. And according to Devin Payne, I probably could have researched it in our records to substantiate it as well, but the margin of victory has been by an average of 26 points. So, bottom line there is the Cyclones have had their way against the Hornets. We know that Coach Hatfield and his staff never underestimate anyone, and you got to figure that they've drawn up a great game plan, at least to contain Alexander and put the emphasis or the burden on other players to try to beat them.
Oh, yeah, I agree with you, Mark. I think they're going to come up defensively and try to stop Alexander. But, again, a back of his caliber, if you just give him a crease or a little opening, he can take it to the house. So they got to be careful and conscious of that. But I think you're right. They're going to be their defense by committee as well. They're going to chase and all run to the football, led by Drew Serena back there, and so they're going to really key on Alexander. But the biggest thing is they don't want to be tonight is not beat themselves. Mm-hmm. Turnovers and penalties. They want to keep a game, play a clean game. And I think if they play balanced the way they've been the last 2 games, they're going to come out with a big win tonight.
Steve, let me say this. You know how it works in sports. If you have a superstar on your team like Jalen Alexander, he's probably going to get his 100 yards. That in of itself is not going to kill you. What you have to avoid giving up is a 63-yard run, 55-yard run, the big play.
Right.
If he just grinds out 100 yards of the game, that's not going to really hurt the Cyclones.
No, because, again, the Cyclones are going to want to strike quick, get up on top, and then do ball control to keep Orange's offense off the field. So they'll go if the quick strike's there, they're going to take it, and then if they can get up with a big lead, then they're going to bring out their run control, ball control offense, try to dominate possessions. And if they do that, they keep Alexander, like you said, just grind, then it's going to be a long night for the Hornets.
Steve, looking forward to calling the game with you tonight. And we're going to take a break. When we come back, it's going to be the Orange Hornets hosting the Eastern View Cyclones. Game 3 of the regular season. Cyclones 2-0. Can they keep it going? Hornets 0-2, looking for the first win of the season. We'll find out how it all unfolds when we come back after these messages. Stay tuned. You're watching Cyclones football on the Culpeper Media Network.
Not everyone is an HVAC expert. Luckily, with 20 years of experience, Able Heating and Air can answer any and all questions you may have about your system. Peace of mind and knowledge that you've made the right choice because they are able to keep your home comfortable. Able Heating and Air.
Battlefield Automotive, adding to the years of award-winning customer service with new facilities to serve you even better. Battlefield Automotive on Route 29 south of Culpeper, a keystone of service and a cornerstone of our community. From seed to feed, from shovels to shirts, CFC Farm and Home Center offers everything for your home and your family. And they have since 1932. CFC Farm and Home Center.
Found in Sons Funeral Chapels has made it their business to provide solutions during difficult times for over a quarter of a century. During that time, they've also made an investment in our youth through football, basketball, softball, baseball, lacrosse, and 4-H, among other projects. Good luck to tonight's teams, and do your best.
Mama Mays and their new location on Sperryville Pike is ready to continue to serve you the best in fresh pizza, subs, and so much more. Always fresh, always good. Only Mama Mays. UVA Community Credit Union is a not-for-profit financial cooperative owned by individual members like you. Your financial success enables us to offer better products and services to all of our members and to be a positive force in the Culpeper community.
From Porterfield Park in Orange, Virginia, welcome to tonight's broadcast of high school football as the visiting Cyclones take on the Fighting Hornets of Orange County. I'm Mark O'Connell alongside Steve Peacock. Johnny Krawczyk behind the camera tonight on behalf of the Culpeper Media Network. Glad you're joining us on this Friday the 13th as team captains meet center of the field, left to right for the Orange County Hornets. You've got number 55. Steve will have to find him. Number 25 is Noah Carey. 52, Ricardo Flores. Number 1, Jalen Alexander, and that is their go-to running back. Cyclones, their number 2, Alex Spangler. Number 1, Chance Graves. Number 25, Marshall Addo. And number 70, Jason Southern. So the Cyclones enter tonight's game with a record of 2 wins, no losses. And the Hornets, 0-2. They lost to King George, and they lost to North Stafford last week in a real big way. And so far this year, Steve, the Cyclones have outscored their opponents 91-7.
They've been impressive, Mark, in their first 2 games. Albemarle last week got dismantled 63-7. It was 56-0 at halftime. And again, Albemarle, let's give credit to Albemarle. They're very young. They got a lot of freshmen, a lot of big, changes down there in that program. But and in Culpeper, they beat Culpeper pretty handily. Orange, on the other hand, took a spanking from King George. King George has come out of nowhere. They weren't expected to do much, but they're already 2-0. But they've got this quarterback who transferred from Brook Point that's leading King George, and he surprised Orange, and they romped all over him. And then, of course, North Stafford, a Division V AAA team, took it to Orange last week too. So Orange has played a tough schedule, and whereas Eastern View's kind of played of a lighter schedule. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens tonight.
Eastern View won the toss and opted to receive. So Orange County will be kicking off. I mentioned number 56 for Orange. It was not 56. It's number 55, Colby McGee.
Right.
And those were the team captains. Jalen Alexander is their really premier running back. We won't see him initially unless there's a miscue or turnover because Orange County will be kicking off to Eastern View. Let's pick up the return men by numbers, Steve, for Eastern View as we can pick them up.
Say number 6.
That's Josh Logan.
Deep man's number 2.
Number 1, Chance Graves. And deep man then would be Alex Spangler, the deepest of the 3. There he is. And, of course, any of those 3 guys can hurt you. They all have speed. And, Steve, we talked in the pregame about whether or not Eastern View, and, of course, they know it, that the Orange County secondary has been suspect through 2 games, giving up over 500 receiving yards and 5 touchdown passes. And You know, Coach Hatfield is well aware of that, and it'll be interesting to see if Till Butler goes to the air frequently tonight. But as you pointed out, they've got Rock Lawson and some good running backs out there as well. Good balanced attack by Eastern View. Well, this is going to be Alex Spangler who receives it. He's at 25, 30, 35. They wrestle him down just shy of the 40-yard line. And right off the bat, Steve, Eastern View's offense, prolific as it is, starts with excellent field position.
Excellent field position, Mark, and he was almost a tackle away from breaking it, where Spangler could have taken it to the house. So it's going to be interesting to see how Eastern View is going to come out on offense in this first series. Are they going to come out and try to do ball control to establish the run, or are they going to come out throwing right on the bat, given that the secondary for Orange has been prolifically giving up passing yardage in the last 2 games?
Alex Spangler is your receiver at the bottom of the screen, and the Cyclones send 2 to the left, including at your top of your picture there, Blake Leak. Here's Till Butler with Rock Lawson beside him. They go to him up the middle. Sheds one tackler and falls just shy of the 45-yard line. It'll be close to a 5-yard gain there, so it'll bring up 2nd and 5.
And let's get that offensive line, Mark. You already said Jason Southern, number 50 for Eastern View.
Jason Southern, 70, right?
Yep, 70, number 50.
Braden Walker.
Number 78.
78, Elijah Huskin.
And number 65.
65, David Jorgensen.
And we left off number 77, at the other end here in a minute.
Okay. Thanks for getting those pointed out for our viewing audience. And here over the left tackle and into the secondary is Rock Lawson in Orange County territory. First down yardage, and the Cyclones moving here early in this first quarter.
And that was a big block by number 75, Mark, and we didn't get, when I called the offensive line, the last one. We made a big block and we freed Lawson.
What was the number?
75.
Ricky Robinson.
Yep, and he's a big leader on that offensive line. Didn't want to forget him and leave him out of there.
2 plays from scrimmage, and both by runs here in the first series. High snap, Till Butler. Lucky to hold on to this one. It took a pretty good bounce for him. The Orange County, might as well call him the Crush. They were in there on him and dropped him for a loss back to the Eastern View 45-yard line. He lost 8 yards on a play. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 18.
Number 53 for Orange came crashing right in there, and that is Alexander Shepard, who was all over that ball until Butler. That was a great play by Till Butler just to hold on to it.
Looks like Orange is going with that 3-man front, Steve.
It is. They're going with that 3-4 lineup.
All right, here's a run by Lawson. He gets back that lost yardage and more out to about the 42-yard line. That's a pickup of 13 yards. Going to bring up 3rd and 5, a manageable 3rd down for the Cyclones here.
And that's that read option play, Mark, that Till Butler's running with Rock Lawson. They see the opening, he's going to give it to Rock, and Rock's carrying the Rock.
44 in there for Eastern View is Mikey Keene. This is Lawson again. Well, we got a whistle to stop this one. Let's check the call.
It's going to be, I think, a false start against Eastern View.
Well, there you go. You called it. That's going to push them back 5 yards. It'll make, rather than 3rd and 5, it'll be 3rd and 10 from the Orange 47-yard line. 9:48 to play here in this first quarter. This broadcast made possible by Found & Sons, investing in youth at all levels to help make tomorrow's leaders. Found & Sons at 825-3530. Cyclones playing the Hornets tonight here in Orange, Virginia. And their Cyclones crosstown rivals, the Blue Devils, Steve, playing down at Spotsylvania.
Big game tonight down there in Spotsylvania. Big Culpeper win down there. That's to be a big win for the Blue Devils.
Here's a big 3rd down for the Cyclones. We got movement. We got a whistle again.
And it might be, again, another false start for Eastern View, but Eastern View saying no Orange jump. We'll see what the call is.
David Jorgensen may have been the guilty person. That's going to push him back another 5 yards. Now we're going to have a 3rd and 15 coming up. And they'll push the ball back into Eastern View territory at the Eastern View 46.
And that's what I said, Mark, in our pregame, is that penalties will kill you. And that's one thing that Coach Hatfield, does not like. But right now, is that they're going backwards and not to be able to go forward.
2 false start penalties against the Cyclones in this drive. They had a 3rd and 5. Now they have a 3rd and 15, thanks to those 2 false start penalties. All right, here's Butler. Caught. This is caught by Alex Spangler. He breaks the tackle. 25-20, 15-10, 5 and in the end zone. And I don't see any penalty flags down on that play. Steve, if it stands, it's going to be a 64-yard pass reception for touchdown.
Sound the sirens, batten down the hatches. It's a Cyclone touchdown. Till Butler to Alex Spangler, 64 yards. And Mark, let's go to replay and see that. And here we go, Mark. Till Butler dropping back, getting a little bit of pressure, but he finds Spangler just sitting right down in that zone right there. The Orange County's playing a little zone defense, and then it's all Alex Spangler the rest of the way, using his speed, running outrunning defenders into that corner of the end zone, touchdown.
And Steve, I guess the Cyclones were saying essentially never mind that it's 3rd and 15 and back-to-back false starts penalty because they came up with a big play. Butler to Spangler, and Spangler did a lot of good running in space there. 64 yards on the play. Hutchinson is on for the point after. His kick is up, but no good. And it's 6-0 in favor of the Cyclones with 9:15 to play here in the first quarter. Let's break down that drive, Steve. Eastern View started on its own 39-yard line. Excellent field position. They got down to the Orange County 42. Then they had those back-to-back false start penalties, but didn't seem to deter them.
No, it didn't. They just it was just a simple play, just really just a little route out and up where Spangler just sat right there in the middle of that zone defense. Orange gave him a lot of cushion, and he took the pass and he did the rest and was able to take it to the house for a Cyclone touchdown. But then again, Garrett Hutchinson, unlike him, to miss an extra point. He's pretty reliable there, but just pushed it right, lead by a score now 6-0.
Looks like Walker Johnson. Hilton Hale, number 21, one of the deep return men for Orange County. Well, you know, the Cyclones won the toss, opted to receive. For good reason, they wanted their offense on the field.
They sure did.
Now we see why, in case there was any doubt.
Well, now you're going to see, and Orange can throw it too. They're going to be, but they're also going to look to give the ball to Alexander.
All right, this one's going to be returned from about the 6-yard line. Across the 20. Nice tackle made by number 21, Nick Martin of Eastern View. Good special teams tackle.
That was a good special teams tackle, Mark. Textbook. Very clinical. He stayed there, held his ground, and wrapped up and exploded right into the return man, and then be able to drop him for really only a little gain. The ball is going to be now on the Orange, looks like 25-yard line. No, 20-yard line, excuse me.
All right, we'll try to pick up the Eastern View starting defenders when we can. The quarterback is Walker Johnson of Orange. Jalen Alexander is their go-to running back. He wears jersey number 1. High snap, well over the head of the quarterback. This is going to be tackled in the end zone. We're going to have a safety here.
Look, the official's not giving.
Oh, they're going to park it at the 1-yard line.
They're going to park it at the 1 line and say, wait a minute, the ball was in the end zone.
Yeah.
And he recovered in the end zone. How can that be a safety? How can that not be a safety? He said his knee went down before the goal line.
Well, anyway, it's a 19-yard loss, and now the Hornets are within inches of being hit with the safety here. They're going to have to be careful. 2nd and 29, you figure they might go to Alexander to give him a little cushion to work with here, as a quarterback, Walker Johnson, under center here on 2nd and long. Here is Alexander. They bottled him up close to safety area there. Maybe they'll give him forward progress.
They'll give him forward progress, Mark. They're not going to give that safety. They didn't give the safety last time. They're not going to give it on this one. But again, that's bottled up there and in on that tackle. Who's 44 now for Eastern View?
Well, that's interesting because 44 of Eastern View is Mikey Keene. He's a junior linebacker, 6 feet, 235 pounds. Is he getting a start here we weren't aware of earlier this season?
Might be getting a start. Who's number 9? Is that Sharina?
Drew Sharina, number 9. Chance Graves, number 1. Number 7 is C.J. Taylor. 99, Jordan Dotson. Here is 3rd and 29 for the Hornets. Here's the quarterback swinging it out to Alexander. Watch out! And the ball is loose at about the 1-yard line. Let's check the call and see if the if the Cyclones have it. Looks like they do.
Is the Cyclone?
It is.
Cyclones ball on the
There's
fumble.
your turnover, Steve, on 3rd and 29, and they went to Alexander. They just needed a little breathing room, and he didn't give them any. In fact, he coughed it up. Good swimming tackle by the Cyclones. They forced an early turnover here, and now the Cyclones have an excellent opportunity to go up 2 touchdowns.
Excellent opportunity right here, Mark. And looks like they're going to have the ball just spotted just right at the 1-yard line. And the Cyclones are going to look to take it right in there quickly here.
7:35 to play here in this first quarter at Porterfield Park in Orange. And the Cyclones are up 6-0. And after the turnover, they have it 1st and goal from the Hornet 1-yard line. Till Butler in the gun. Let's see what he draws up here on 1st down. High snap, fakes it to Lawson. Here comes Butler, and they're going to tackle him. It looks like just shy of the goal line.
They're not going to give him it. They're going to say just shy. Looked like he got in. He crossed the plane.
Looks like maybe no gain on the play, Steve. That was a high snap again. So, well, he actually lost a yard. Look there.
Yep. Again, Mark, I get, I don't want to be critical, but, why are you going shotgun under that close into, the touchdown? Get up under center and get the snap and run. Just do a quarterback sneak. The problem with these shotguns, if you don't get a good snap, it kills you.
Looks like Braden Walker, number 50, is the center. Here's 2nd and goal from the 2. Here's Butler over the left side. Nothing doing. The blocking didn't unfold there. And look, you've got about 5, 6 orange jerseys, including Jalen Alexander stuffing Butler here on the play. Now it's going to bring up 3rd down and 2. From 3rd and goal from the 2.
What a momentum shifter this would be if Orange could do a goal line stand down here against the Cyclones after that turnover.
Okay, and if you look at the spot, he actually lost a yard again. Mm-hmm. So we're going to throw up something a little different here on 3rd and goal from the 3. Long snap count. Doesn't draw the Hornets off sides. Butler looks to the sidelines, and now they reshift. Lawson goes from right to left. In the backfield, we've got a whistle and a penalty flag coming in. Could this be a delay of game?
Delay of game against the...
It is that. Well, see, how about this scenario? They've got 3rd down and goal from the 8, and they originally had it 1st and goal from the 1-yard line.
Penalties, Mark. Again, they big penalties. Well, what really disrupted was the first snap, where it was almost snapped over the head. But now, you got to understand, you got 30 seconds to get that ball off. They got to know that he can't be, taking time out there. They got to have a clock. Till's got to have a clock in his head.
On the end around, it's Chance Graves. And they stop him inside the 5-yard line. Now I would imagine Garrett Hutchinson will come on for a field goal because this Orange County defense has stiffened against the run.
I would, it's going to be short, Mark. It's going to be 4th down, but they are going to bring on the field goal unit. Why you go up 9 points, you got to take the points down here.
But this is a huge win for the Orange County defense, don't you think?
It is. It's a big, they held them because the ball was at the 1-yard line, Mark, like you said. Then a bad snap, that was lost a yard and a half. Then another bad, lost run and a false start.
Garrett Hutchinson would try this one from 20 yards away. Butler the holder. Hutchinson's kick is up. And good from 20 yards out. Score is now 9-0 in favor of the Cyclones with 4:55 to play. But again, that was a win for the Orange County defense because they faced a Cyclone offense that had 1st and goal from the 1-yard line, and the Cyclones moved backwards each play from the 1 to the 2 to the 3 to the 8, and then on the 4-yard line, they set up a the 5-yard line. Well, actually make the 4-yard line about a 20-yard field goal that Hutchinson came through and delivered. So it's 9-0 in favor of the Cyclones, and this broadcast is made possible by Battlefield Automotive, a keystone of service and a cornerstone of our community. Battlefield Automotive at 547-3673. And CFC Farm and Home Center, outfitting your family from head to toe since 1932. CFC Farm and Home Center at 825-2200. Mark O'Connell, Steve Peacock, Johnny Crosstruck with you tonight from Porterfield Park in Orange, Virginia for this big 4A matchup between the Cyclones and the Orange Hornets. Hutchinson's kickoff here is going to be fielded just shy of the goal line. I think this is number 6. And he makes a nice return. It's Paul Poyer. Paul Poyer gives the Hornets some life. Nice return. Now about 30 yards net. Gets out to about the 37, 38-yard line.
A good run back by Poyer, and again, a little bit poor tackling by the Cyclone special teams on that kickoff. But we're going to now see the Cyclone defense, Mark. Let's get some names. We got 99.
Jordan Dotson.
78.
Elijah Hoskin.
And they turn around here. 60. Looks like 65. No, not 65. I can't see. We'll get him in a minute.
Oh, maybe it's at 69.
Yeah, 69.
Jordan Breckley. 33 is in there as well, right?
Yep.
Ronte Robinson. Okay, here is your quarterback, Walker Johnson, under center. And here's the pitch. Over the left side. Nice hole for Jalen Alexander. Watch out. He's dangerous. And bringing him to the ground was Josh Logan. But Alexander gets the ball out to the 44-yard line. That's a pickup of 7 yards. Brings up 2nd and 3.
And Mark, the other defensive end for Eastern View, number 7.
C.J. Taylor.
And again, Alexander, that was one tackle. Good tackle by Logan there. He would have broken it, Mark.
The 25 is Noah Carey. He's back there. He'll get his share of rushes, too. Here is Carey. Up the middle he goes. Fighting for yardage. He got across the 45, out to about the 47. That's going to be very close to a Hornet first down.
And Mark, the Hornets are running like what Liberty over at Bealton likes to run, that little wing T offense, trying to use the strengths of Alexander to get to some deception and get that football and see if he can break it through a crease or a hole in that line.
Okay, number 11 of Orange County is checked in, and Steve, you know him by name, don't you? Take a look at that roster, Steve. Number 11.
Number 11, C-Clay Mutetois.
Yeah, you're talking about a wing T. That looks like a wing T to me.
Yep.
All right, quarterback under center. 1st and 10 from the 48. Here's Alexander, right side. Better tackle him quickly, and they do. Although he got into Cyclone territory at about the 48-yard line. Pick up a 4 yards. 2nd and 6 coming up for the Hornets, who trailed 9-0. 3:25 to play here in this first quarter. Clock is ticking.
And Mark, their hopes are high with Orange this season because they have talent and they're big up front. That's what Coach Hatfield had said earlier in our coaches show back in the summer and back in August, that the Orange is big and tough up front, and they look it.
Well, what they're doing, it looks like, is they're giving Jalen Alexander and Noah Carey equal reps. Right now it's Alexander back there. Here's the pitch. Coming to the left side, looking for running room. Can't find it is Deshaun Moore as the Cyclones swarm to the ball. They're going to force a 3rd and long here. Well, this broadcast is made possible by UVA Community Credit Union. Your financial success enables us to be a positive force in the Culpeper community. UVA Community Credit Union at 888-887-9136. Ball is marked at the Eastern View 49-yard line, and it is a loss of 1 yard. Brings up 3rd and 7. Clock ticking, 2:20 to play. First quarter action here at Porterfield Park. Hornets trail the Cyclones 9-0, and a big 3rd down play for this team.
Big 3rd play and big tackle on that last play by Blake Leak.
Here's a reverse. You're going to have to bring him down quickly. He's breaking a couple of tackles. The ball is loose. Let's check the spot. They might rule that he was down by contact, and that was number 21, Hilton Hale.
And what say the call is, because it was a fumble from up here, Mark. He was not down when he was hit, and they're saying Cyclone.
Well, it looks like you're right.
They're saying Cyclone ball.
Well, if that's the case, so you're talking about number 21, Hilton Hale, who had made a nice run. They were looking at 3rd and 7. He had first down yardage before he coughed it up, and that's Orange County's 2nd fumble of the game, and the Cyclones will take over at their own 38-yard line.
And better hurry up and get on the field because they better get the offense because the clock started.
All right, while we're waiting for them, we'll say this broadcast is made possible by Able Heating and Air. Able to keep your family comfortable through every season. Able Heating and Air at 718-7556. All right, here are the Cyclones after that second Orange County turnover back on the field, leading 9-0. Pretty good field position at the 38-yard line. They have 2 minutes left in this first quarter. And here is Rock Lawson, greeted by number 25, Noah Carey, up from his linebacker position, makes a solo tackle and some lost yardage there.
You got to make him, Eastern View's got to make Orange pay for that. And let me tell you why, because that was a blitz run, and Carey read that the whole way. Now what you got to do is maybe do a little play action. Fake it to Rock Lawson and Till drop back and look for Blake Leak or Spangler out there on the wings running go routes, because that's what's going to really, and then that, let's take advantage of that defensive secondary of Orange.
All right, 2nd down, 13 from the 35-yard line. Till Butler going to throw it. Looking for a receiver. It's going to be caught near the 40. Breaks the first tackle. That's Blake Leak, and he gets out close to a first down. Are you showing a penalty flag?
Yep, it's going to come back, Mark. It's going to be hold against Eastern View.
There it is, Steve. Good eye. Blake Leak turned what would have been first down reception. It's going to be negated by a holding penalty, and we'll probably need to check the stats at half on these penalties, and I don't think it's a category the Cyclones wanted to
no, they do not
post any big numbers in.
Because that was a big first down. It was a good pass and everything, good play. Now it's all going to be negated because of the hold.
All right, they push it back to the 23-yard line. It's a loss of 12 yards on the play. Going to bring up 2nd down and 25 from the 23. Well, this broadcast is made possible by Mama Mae's Pizza. Our new location on Sperryville Pike offers the same fresh pizza and subs. Always fresh, always good. Only Mama Mae's at 829-9200. Here is 2nd down and 25 for the Cyclones until Butler. The protection holds up. He throws downfield. It's caught in stride. There goes Chance Graves. Going to take it to the house from 77 yards.
Sound the sirens, batten down the hatches. It's a Cyclone touchdown. 74 yards. Butler to Chance Graves. And Mark, you couldn't have played it any prettier or passed it any prettier. Let's go to replay and see this beautiful route. And here we go, right here. Is just a go route with Till Butler basically just scratching up in the huddle, say, go long, Chance Graves. And Till Butler put it on a rope, and Chance Graves did the rest. Touchdown, Cyclones.
I don't think he could have thrown it much better, because anytime you catch a receiver in stride, you're doing your job.
And Chance Graves is just running right under it. What a beautiful play.
Till Butler, the quarterback, will now be the holder for Garrett Hutchinson, who will try to increase that Cyclone lead to 16-0 with 58.5 seconds showing on the scoreboard clock here at Paul Sizemore Field at Porterfield Park in Orange, Virginia. And the Cyclones up 15-0. Hutchinson looking to make it more. There's the snap. Butler gets it down. Hutchinson's kick is up and good. 16-0 in favor of the Cyclones. And what do you think, Steve, about that? Well, I just want to mention one thing. When they had a 3rd and long, they had a touchdown pass. And now they had, after that holding penalty, they had a 2nd and 25, and they connected on the 77-yard pass play for touchdown.
Yeah, 77-yard pass play. I mean, what a dagger to the Orange County Hornets in that defense. I mean, you had 3rd and 25, Mark, or 2nd and 25, excuse me. You give up that big play. And, I was getting ready to say before the play began, but I didn't get, the play started to run. I said, you don't need the whole 25 yards. It's only 2nd down. Yeah. You can pick it up in 2 downs. But I was sadly mistaken.
Well, you don't tell Chance Graves that, right?
No, you don't.
You don't, and you don't tell Alex Spangler that these guys can take it to the house. And don't forget Blake Leak, All-State receiver.
Yep.
He had a catch for first down yardage earlier, brought back for the holding. Got a feeling that Leak will be a target several more times in this game.
Well, as I said in our pregame, Mark, you're going to see Till Butler try to throw more, because you can take advantage. I don't think the defensive secondary Orange does not have anybody that can cover the receivers of Eastern View.
Well, according to the article written by Devin Payne, the Orange secondary had given up 553 yards and 5 touchdowns. And so tonight already have given up the two big touchdown passes. Here is a return man, Alexander, and
Paul Poirier.
No, that was Poirier. Steve, that was a nice tackle made out there. I believe it was number 17, Greg Bradley. That was good open field tackle, and we've seen a couple of those from the Eastern View special teams tonight.
We sure have.
Hope I didn't misspeak with the tackler, because I was sort of impressed with the fundamental tackling that was made out there. Anyway, Orange had it back on offense with 52 seconds remaining in the first quarter, and the Hornets will start this possession from their own 28.
We'll see what the defense can do here and see if they can get another turnover or shut Orange down.
Okay, Walker Johnson goes to the gun. High snap, going to have to fall on it, going to lose yardage all the way back near the 20-yard line. He'll lose 8 yards, going to bring up second down and 18. Clock runs, 40 seconds and counting. Let's check the spot. It's right at the 21-yard line. He lost 7, so we'll call it second down and 17. Final 30 seconds begin to tick away here. Checking into the game, Walker Johnson with the play from the sidelines. Number 6 in there is Paul Poirier. He is one of the return men. Jalen Alexander, a dangerous running back, currently getting the nod. But we're also going to see plenty of Noah Carey, number 25, tonight as well. Here are the Hornets. Now we got a whistle, and we may have the first penalty against Orange for tonight.
Might be a false start against Orange. It's going to knock them further back. But, Mark, again, Orange is, can take it to the house anytime with Alexander, and Eastern View knows it. So,
yeah, this is the first penalty against Orange tonight. Cost them 5 yards. It'll push them back to the 16-yard line, where it'll be second down and 22 yards to go.
Yeah, and the crowd has gotten quiet here at Porterfield Park, but you look at the talent, you look at the line and the physicality, like I said, the talent's there. Just something that's, they've been bitten by the turnover bug, and right now Eastern View is making them pay for it.
Well, Steve, it's true they've given up the 2 big pass plays, but they also had a goal line defense to their credit. There's the end of that's a siren that signals the end of the first quarter here at Porterfield Park, where our score is Cyclones 16, Hornets nothing. We'll take a break and come back for the start of the second. Right after this, you're watching Cyclones football on the Culpeper Media Network.
Not everyone is an HVAC expert. Luckily, with 20 years of experience, Able Heating and Air can answer any and all questions you may have about your system. Peace of mind and knowledge that you've made the right choice, because they are able to keep your home comfortable. Able Heating and Air.
Battlefield Automotive, adding to the years of award-winning customer service with new facilities to serve you even better. Battlefield Automotive on Route 29 south of Culpeper, a keystone of service and a cornerstone of our community. From seed to feed, from shovels to shirts, CFC Farm and Home Center offers everything for your home and your family. And they have since 1932. CFC Farm and Home Center.
Found in Sons Funeral Chapels has made it their business to provide solutions during difficult times for over a quarter of a century. During that time, they've also made an investment in our youth through football, basketball, softball, baseball, lacrosse, and 4-H, among other projects. Good luck to tonight's teams, and do your best.
Mama Mays and their new location on Sperryville Pike is ready to continue to serve you the best in fresh pizza, subs, and so much more. Always fresh, always good. Only Mama Mays. UVA Community Credit Union is a not-for-profit financial cooperative owned by individual members like you. Your financial success enables us to offer better products and services to all of our members and to be a positive force in the Culpeper community.
Welcome back to our broadcast and the start of the second quarter here at Porterfield Park. Orange County has it on its own 16-yard line, faced with second down and 23 to go. And here's a handoff to Carey. Or is this Poirier?
Poirier.
And we'll run inside, picks up about 4 yards.
Number 6, Poirier. Not a lot there.
Bring up third down.
It's they get the ball out to the 18. You got 2. Bring up third and 20.
A long way. And again, just watch out for Alexander. Just don't give him any opening. But I have not seen Orange really attempt to pass yet.
Okay, Steve, also another Cyclone player in there is number 5, Zaire King.
Good player, Mark. Good outside corner.
Mm-hmm. There he is, number 5. On third and 20 for the Hornets. They need some breathing room. They need some points. They trail 16-0 here in the opening minute of the quarter, and we've got stoppage.
And they're going to get another false start because number 6, Poirier, he didn't run sideways. He went forward first, stepped forward, then moved, and that's you can't do that. You can shift, but you got to be running backwards or sideways. You can't lean forward and then run because they're going to call you that every time, and that's exactly what happened right there.
All right, they mark this one now at the 13-yard line, and it's 3rd and 25.
And you can just see the Eastern View's breathing fire, but they're smelling blood, Mark. That defense right now is smelling blood.
Yeah, so they're in a good position, obviously, with 3rd and 25, and the Hornets need to break off a big play. They also have to be careful not to give up another turnover here. Under center is the quarterback. Going to roll to his left. Here comes some pressure. Now he dumps it off. Looking for a receiver. He had a step out there. Did Jalen Alexander, but he overthrew him. And it's going to bring up a 4th down. And the punting team will come on for Orange County. There he is. Jalen Alexander. Stevie had a step. If he'd have caught that, he might still be running.
He had a step, Mark. He did a little wheel route and had the Cyclone defense confused for a second. But number 7, Taylor, was chasing down Walker Johnson. Almost had him, but it would have been a great sack. But again, there's turnover on downs. Now Orange is going to punt the ball away with big number 52.
That would be Ricardo Flores.
He's a big punter.
Umana. Ricardo Flores. He's also a defensive lineman. Maybe it's hard for you to believe. I don't know.
You don't see too many defensive linemen being punters.
Here he is. Here's his kick. And the Cyclones say get away from it. They may have touched it by mistake. It may have hit Leak. And so, alertly, Alex Spangler falls on it. And even though it took a Hornet roll, the Cyclones, Steve, will still have excellent field position and a short field to work with here. As they're going to mark it, it looks like, at the 47, it looks like.
Yeah, 47-yard line. And it was lucky.
48.
I agree with you. It did bounce off Blake Leak, but no one really in Orange saw it. And the sideline Orange saw it, and that's when Spangler made a heads-up play to recover and jump on that ball.
Yeah, very alertly did Spangler recognize that I got to get on this one or it could be ruled live ball.
Yep.
And it just accidentally, inadvertently hit Leak. Nothing he could do about it. He wasn't looking at it, and Spangler recovered it. Here are the Cyclones. Excellent field position at the 48-yard line. Till Butler looking to the sideline. Little instruction there. Rock Lawson on his right. 4 receivers set. And they throw this one short. Little bubble screen out there for number 8. And that's Eli Harris.
Yeah, you're right. Harris. It was Harris, Mark. Number 8.
Well, let's check the spots. They're going to say Orange County 47, so he actually picked up 5 yards on first down. Makes it 2nd and 5. 10-10 to play. Second quarter. Clock ticking. Cyclones up 16-0. Till Butler. Whistle again for stoppage.
And we're going to have a false start against the Cyclones.
And they've got a running back in there. Number 33, Ronte Robinson, had taken the call, but they stopped it with the whistle.
See, I think the officials are getting confused by these high snaps. The high snaps are, and they're causing the quarterback to jump up to get the ball. And I think what the officials saying that, hey, that the line is starting before the ball snap. That's not true. And I know it's driving Coach Hatfield nuts. How many illegal procedure plays have the Cyclones had? About 6 already in the first half.
Yeah, we better check that because they've had that, and they had one holding, right?
Yep. Most of them all been illegal procedure,
So rather than 2nd and 5, it's 2nd and 10 back in Eastern View territory at the 48. That's the original line of scrimmage. And now we got movement left side. There's no question about this one. As big number 75, Ricky Robinson jumped there, and I think it's going to push him back another 5 yards.
Yep.
And that's going to push it back to the 43-yard line, and now we'll have 2nd and 15 coming up.
But again, that hadn't hurt the Cyclones. But again, another false start. And these false start penalties, Mark. And again, they're going to have to, tighten up and get some discipline on that offensive line. And listen, I don't like these. I'm old school. I want to go and hut, or height. But now they're doing the clapping. The quarterbacks like to do the clapping.
Yeah, they do. And yell Omaha.
Yep.
Second down and 15 from the 43-yard line. Keeping it on the ground. Not much doing. Big number 52 there. Ricardo Flores makes the tackle. And mark it at the 46-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup brings up 3rd and 12. Well, that's a long way to go, it seems like, for the Cyclones or any other team. But you think about, they've been in 3rd and long situations only to convert those into touchdowns. So let's see what they draw up here, Steve.
I'm looking for Blake Leak to be big right here, Mark.
4 receivers set, 2 to the right, 2 to the left, 1 in motion now. Here's Butler. He's got time. He's throwing deep downfield. This one's caught by Alex Spangler again. Boy, he put that one right on the dime, didn't he? Did Butler, and it's into the end zone from, that's going to be a 54-yard touchdown catch.
And that is sound the sirens, batten down the hatches. It's a Cyclone touchdown. And I think we're going to get a penalty, Mark, for I think the orange player, number 52, said something to the official. That's going to be after the point after, but you got to go to replay. Let's see the rope that Till Butler threw on this one. Here it is. And looks like, to me, I thought they were going to get another false start call, Mark, the way it looked. But the officials didn't do anything, didn't throw a flag. And it's Alex Spangler just on a go route until Butler put that thing on a rope. And how many yards again was that? 60?
I think it was 54 because they had the ball at the Eastern View 46. That's 54 yards.
54 yards.
I felt the coverage wasn't bad, too, so he had to throw it perfectly, which he did. Well, Steve, we talked about how the secondary had given up 553 yards in 2 games, and tonight, I mean, obviously the Cyclones are really going to work picking on that orange secondary.
And that was an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on orange, and it'll be assessed on the kickoff.
So rather than kicking from the 40-yard line, they'll bump up 15 yards, will the Cyclone kicking team. But not until Garrett Hutchinson tries to tack this point after touchdown on right here. This is a low kick, but it does clear the crossbar, and it's 23-0 with 8:49 to play here in the second quarter. And there's the flag. This one is hoisted over the near the goal line, goalpost tonight in honor of EMS and other first responders.
Well deserved, Mark. Well deserved for the job they do volunteering in this community, and the first responders and the law enforcement. You know, you got to be 100% behind them and what they do for the community is just, so good and valuable. My hats off to first responders and law enforcement.
All right, and this broadcast is made possible by Found & Sons, investing in youth at all levels to help make tomorrow's leaders. Found & Sons at 825-3530, and Battlefield Automotive, a keystone of service and a cornerstone of our community. Battlefield Automotive at 547-3673. And let's add at this time CFC Farm and Home Center, outfitting your family from head to toe since 1932. CFC Farm and Home Center at 825-2200. Well, Garrett Hutchinson has teed it up at the 40, but I thought we were going to have that unsportsmanlike
penalty.
penalty.
We did say it was. It was against Eastern View. I thought it was against Orange because I saw the Orange player talking to the official, but I guess it was for a celebration.
But while
Coach Hatfield was not happy. He was over here talking to the officials.
But if that's the case, Steve, why didn't they mark it off 15 yards?
I know. I don't understand.
But instead they kick off from the 40, which is routine. All right. Well, maybe they waved it off.
Maybe they waved it off.
All right. Here's Hutchinson kicking from the 40. Cyclones up 23-0. This one is going to roll out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. I believe the Hornets will have it at the 35.
That's the best field position they've gotten pretty much all,
Yeah, we look back on the game. Let's check and see what that field position has looked like. First possession, they started their own 20, then their own 37. So that's pretty close.
It's pretty close.
And then on their own 28, on their own 16, and that's been it. And now they're going to take this one at their 35-yard line. We've got a false start or
it was kicking it out of bounds.
Okay, there you go.
And it's all, and you can't. There's no
illegal procedure was what I meant to say. All right, so Orange County will have it on its own 35. 8:49 to play here in the second quarter. Our score 23-0 in favor of the Cyclones. All right, here's your quarterback. This is Cyclone Mutetwa.
Number 2 with the tackle. I think we know who he is.
Yeah. Orange County learning who number 2 is here tonight. Who is number 2? Well, that would be Alex Spangler.
And think about, Mark, all the passing yards Till Butler has in the first half.
Oh, I know. We're going to probably want to check with Devin Payne or someone to check those stats because.
Well, you got 77-yard pass, and we got a 54-yard pass, and we got
a 64 and a 77
I can add
and
it
a
up.
54. And we got the, okay, let's go. As you're looking at that, here is your running back, Jalen Alexander. Nowhere to go as the Cyclones wrap him up. And there is, in on the tackle, initial hit, Mikey Keene, a linebacker, junior, 6 foot, 235 pounds. He had some help because the Cyclones, in typical fashion, swarmed to that football. All right, so he lost a couple yards on the play. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 11 for the Hornets from their own 35. You look at the Cyclone defensive unit there. And
right now it's almost 200 yards passing for Till Butler in the first half.
So if he stays on track, to put up some Drew Brees type numbers.
Yep.
3rd and 11 from the 34. Play action. Pump fake. 30. In trouble. Going to now dump it off. It's going to be incomplete unless Blake Leak got up under it. Did he catch it? We got a player down near the sidelines and maybe a little they're doing a little separation down here on the side.
Yeah, and he lost his helmet too. Let's see what the number 5.
That number 5 is Zaire King. Well, they must not have ruled that Leak came up with it. He thought he had. He was trying to sell it anyway.
Well, either that or they said he stepped out of bounds when he threw it. Walker Johnson, I don't know. But now it brings on the punt unit. But you're right, they didn't give it to Blake Leak, bottom line.
Yeah, so 4th and 11. And that defensive line fellow we talked about there, number 52, Ricardo Flores, backs up as the punter. And the lone safety is Alex Spangler for the Cyclones. Line of scrimmage to 34. Here's Flores. This one blocked! And this one is blocked by Chance Graves, who picks it up and goes into the end zone, and it's another Eastern View touchdown, except this one comes courtesy of the special teams play, Steve.
Mark, Chance Graves just came in there unblocked. Sound the sirens, batten down the hatches. It's a Cyclone touchdown. Chance Graves on the block punt, and let's go to replay. Right here, Mark, look right here. Chance Graves on the left-hand side. He goes untouched. Nobody even blocked him. Came right in on the punter, blocked the punt, then runs down, picks up the ball, and goes right into the end zone for a touchdown. Cyclones now on top by a score 29-0.
7:08 to play in the second quarter. So the Cyclones have gone to the air in a huge way, and there they score here on the special teams play. And we'll see, yep, Garrett Hutchinson on for the point after to make it a 30-0 game. The holder, of course, Till Butler. Well, Steve, the Hornets are in a deep hole here, and they got a long way to go if they're thinking about coming back at any point. The point after is good. 30-0 is our score. Well, this broadcast is made possible by UVA Community Credit Union. Your financial success enables us to be a positive force in the Culpeper community. UVA Community Credit Union at 888-887-9136. And now you're looking at the Eastern View sideline or stands there, and they brought a pretty good crowd. They've almost filled up those bleachers, Steve.
They travel well, Mark. They travel well.
Well, we talked about how the Cyclones had really outscored their opponents in 2 games this year, 91-7. And all of a sudden, if you were doing the math and adding up the numbers, they've outscored their opponents to date at this time, 121 points to 7.
And what, they have 38 regular season games undefeated. This could be number 39, Mark.
And they're 6-0 against the Hornets in their series. And the Hornets really are in a very deep hole, down 30-0. And although plenty of time, 7:08 to play here in the second quarter, but they're going to have to make things happen fast, and they're going to have to create some opportunities. This one fielded inside the 5-yard line. And out across the 20, 25 is, I think that's Hale. It is Hilton Hale, the return man. Oh, to give the Hornets average field position. Steve, they simply need some big plays and some breaks and some lucky bounces if they're going to get back into this game.
They are, Mark. They're going to have to, big breaks to get back in this game. And Eastern View is going to want to see if they can stop them on defense, get that ball back in offense, and go up, in the, at least get a touchdown here and be in, start the second half with a running clock. Because if you're up 35 points, usually the clock runs the second half, except for timeouts.
Well, that's true.
And injuries.
All right, let's see what the Hornets draw up here as Walker Johnson, the quarterback, under center. You'd mentioned this wing T formation, and Orange is sort of employed here. Johnny's trying to bring us back into focus.
Focus.
All right, there's Johnson rolling to his left. Throwing incomplete. Trying to get it out there in the flat to Jalen Alexander. Unable to do so. 2nd and 10 coming up.
And I'm looking at number 7, C.J. Taylor. He was shaken up on that kickoff mark, and he's still feeling the effects of it. He didn't really run very hard on that play. I know he got banged up in that shoulder, and we'll just keep an eye on him. See if he can shake it off.
Steve, you mentioned 69. That's Jordan Breckley.
Yeah.
5'10",
Freshman.
220. 78, Elijah Hoskin. And 99, Jordan Dotson. You know what? You just can't mention those big linemen enough because
33 and 33's in there now, linebacker.
That's Ronte Robinson. Here is 2nd and 10 for the Hornets. Walker Johnson under center. Man in motion there is Paul Poirier. Poirier gets it. And not going too far. Got out to the line of scrimmage, dove forward, maybe for a couple of yards. Going to bring up a 3rd and long for the Hornets. Blake Leak and company all near the football.
And again now, big 3rd and long play. See if Eastern View can jump on the quarterback right there and stop him here, or see if they get a turnover.
Clock ticking, 6:25 to play here in this first half. It's been all Cyclones. They're up 30-0. And the Cyclone defense has now put the Hornets in a 3rd and 9 situation. Walker Johnson not under center. He goes back to the gun. Here's a snap. Here's Johnson going to swing it out to Jalen Alexander. Looking for running room. Won't find any as the Cyclones stuff him for lost yardage back to the 20-yard line. Steve, I got a feeling that if you're Jalen Alexander, he's not said anything that we know of, but as prolific as he's been as a running back, it's got to be a little frustrating knowing that you can't really get anything going right now.
No, he was bottled up by 69 and Jacob.
Jordan Breckley, 69.
Jordan Breckley, 69, and Blake Leak and company. They're all right there to stop him.
4th and 15, and the big fella Ricardo Flores doubles as a punter there. He's going to stand inside his 10-yard line.
See if they pick up Chance Gray. They got him this time.
Low snap, takes a pretty good bounce for Flores. He able to get it off. Spangler calls a fair catch just on his side of midfield. And so the Cyclones, who are already up by 30 points, 30-0, with 5:20 to play in the second quarter, once again, Steve will have a short field to work with. But right now, we'll tell you this broadcast is made possible by Able Heating and Air, able to keep your family comfortable through every season. That's Able Heating and Air at 718-7556. And Mama Mae's Pizza. You know, our new location on Sperryville Pike offers the same fresh pizza and subs. Always fresh, always good. Only Mama Mae's at 829-9200. All right, here are the Cyclones. Back on offense. Excellent field position at their own 48.
Looks like Orange calls timeout, Mark.
That might be the first timeout I've seen either team call tonight. Well, so as the Cyclones are having their way so far down here in Orange tonight, Steve, I wonder how the Blue Devils are faring against Spotsylvania.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to find out that game. That's going to be a big game down there. You know, both teams bumped up to Division IV, but Spotsylvania, could challenge Eastern View. They're that good. They've got a good team, and they throw to the tight end, Mark. They got a tight end.
Someone was telling me about that. He's a Division I guy.
He's only a freshman, 6'5". 260 pounds, and he had an 85-yard touchdown pass last week, tight end.
Well, then,
they call him
somewhat,
Baby Bubba or something.
Am I somewhat mistaken to say he's a Division I guy? Is it fair to say he's a Division I prospect?
Yeah, he's a prospect because he's already got offers from William & Mary and Liberty as a freshman.
Wow. And this guy's a tight end. Does he remind you any of Dylan Rivers, who played at Sharando, or is he even bigger than him?
Bigger. I mean, he's 260 pounds.
Wow.
See, Dylan Rivers now plays linebacker for Virginia Tech.
I didn't know that about
Yeah.
Rivers, but I'm glad to see that he's playing at the college level.
Yep.
All right, after the timeout taken by Orange County, Eastern View comes out 1st and 10 on its own 48-yard line. Rock Lawson is the ball carrier, and the Hornets do a nice job of stuffing him near the line of scrimmage. But the Cyclones are working the clock here as we approach the 5-minute mark here in the second quarter.
Yeah, they're gonna try to hit him with the run, and then they're gonna go back with the. They're gonna go. You know, like I said, you haven't seen Blake Leak, All-State receiver. You're already going to Bucknell, and they've already pretty much got him. They're trying to bottle him up.
Well, they've thrown to him at least once. Straight ahead goes Lawson behind some good blocking. He got inside the Orange County 45 down to, it looks like, the 43-yard line. And that's going to be real close to a Cyclone first down, depending on the spot. Maybe about a half a yard short.
Mark, we got an update on the score at half, approaching half. Spotsylvania's up top on Culpeper by a score of 14-0.
Oh, wow. And what is after this play, I want to ask you a question. Butler going back to the run here by handing off to Lawson. Lawson will have a first down. He got behind that offensive line and just surged forward. Big number 78 leading the way was Elijah Hoskin for Eastern View. That'll move the sticks, and they're going to mark it at the Hornet 37-yard line.
Big 70 is for Eastern View, too. That's Jorgensen, isn't it?
70, Jason Southern.
Jason Southern.
Southern.
You got the center, number 50, and then
And that's Braylon Walker, freshman.
You got 65 on the right tackle.
And that's David Jorgensen.
Yep.
So the Cyclones now have it 1st and 10 at the Hornet 37-yard line. About 4 minutes to play here in the second quarter. 30-0, Eastern View. Hornets showing blitz. High snap once more. Butler hands it off to Lawson. And they wrestle him down. Big number 74 tackles him. That's Jalee Knight. And they tackle him right at the 31-yard line. And he picked up 6 yards.
Mark, if you get 6 yards on first down, you're going to get first downs because you got now 2nd and 4.
And you know, Steve, it really didn't look like a 6-yard run.
No, it didn't. And right now, the only thing that's bothered me is the high snaps for Eastern View. It kind of messes up the timing.
Yeah, that's the one thing. That seems to be the chink right now in the armor is trying to refine that snap from center to the quarterback's hands. 2nd down and 5. Here's Butler. Quick strike out there on the outside. Breaking that initial tackle is Alex Spangler, and he should have a Cyclone first down.
You know, because right there, again, that high snap where Till's got to go up to pull it down to throw it, again, that makes it, it messes up the timing just a little bit.
Looks like they've marked it at the 24-yard line. And they have. It's 1st and 10 now from that spot. That's Keene, number 44 in motion. Keene. And this is Leak. Yeah, he can't break the through the clutches there of Douglas Newsom.
Yeah, they're keying on Leak. They don't want Leak to hurt them. And they came up quick when they were doing that pass to Blake. That made him lose some yards.
Yeah, he lost 6 yards. Going to bring up 2nd and 16. Well, they are keying on Leak, but you got a couple other receivers who have hurt the Hornets tonight. Fellows by the name of Chance Graves and Alex Spangler. And, you know, when you have those 3 guys on your team, Steve, that's a lot to account for. Chance Graves, Alex Spangler, and Blake Cleek as receivers. That's a lot to account for, particularly when you have Till Butler as a quarterback and Rock Lawson in the backfield. So a lot of ways the Cyclones can hurt you. Here is down, throwing deep, intended for Leak. Double coverage out there. He wanted a penalty flag. He doesn't get it. Defense makes the play. They were going to Leak, trying to get him in the mix here. And anyway, it's going to bring up a 3rd and long.
Yeah, but Till Butler had to rush that throw, Mark. He was under extreme pressure. But kudos to Till Butler for standing in there and taking that hit and getting that pass off to Blake Leak. But I know now Eastern View wants to pick up the first down or something. They want to go in halftime up 36 to 37 to nothing.
But I almost had to laugh because it's 3rd and 16. You know what they do on 3rd and long.
Right.
At least what they've done traditionally in this game tonight. We'll see what happens. 2:21 to play in the second quarter. Cyclones have it 3rd and 16 at the Hornet 30. And we got a whistle and we got stoppage. I think one of these teams is going to call a timeout. It's going to be Eastern View.
Right, because they were getting down on the snap count, getting down on the play. They were going to be delay a game. So the coach called timeout.
What is the name of the tight end in Spotsylvania that
I think it's Matthias or something.
Yeah, that's his first name, right?
I guess. I'd have to go back to the paper and look.
He must be a real specimen if he's that big. And he's what? You said he's only a freshman?
6'4", 6'5", 260-pound freshman.
Well,
And he plays wide. He plays tight end.
man, he must be a load to bring down out there. Can you imagine trying to, as a defensive back, trying to tackle him one-on-one in the open field after he's gained some steam? That'd be kind of a scary proposition. You'd have to stay low, wouldn't you?
You have to stay low. I just remember when when Steve Atkins played, who played for the Maryland Terrapins and Green Bay Packers, how big a load he was back in the 70s, and I remember that. The only way you could do is go low, and it was like hitting a brick wall.
You mean the guy that played at Spotsy?
Yeah.
Steve Atkins?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right, okay. And where did he play in college, Maryland?
Maryland.
Here's after the timeout. The Cyclones have it 3rd down and 16. Butler with the pressure. Here it comes, and they sack him at the 40-yard line. Big number 74, Jaleel Knight makes the sack.
And see, that's where, that's the difference right there between Till and Matt Lowry. Matt Lowry had the escapability. Till, that's not Till's strength. He held on the ball a little bit too long. He should have, gotten rid of that. But now brings on the punting unit this is the first time I think the Eastern View offense has been stopped by the Orange defense.
And Garrett Hutchinson has done a lot of kicking as far as kickoffs and points after a touchdown, but this will be his first punt tonight. He's going to stand at about the 45, on his own 45, to kick this one away. Here comes the pressure, and they block it. And now it's loose, and it's picked up. Nope, it's not picked up. It's finally down by number 4, Chance Williams of Orange County. And that's going to give them their best field position of the night, Steve. Orange County will have it at its own 48-yard line.
And I saw that coming. I mean, Carey just busted right through there, and he blocked the punt. But now Eastern View defense has got to rise up to the occasion. I mean, they're up 30-0, but I know Orange has now got some fight in them.
And they're going to have it their own 48. They trail 30-0 with 1:23 to play in this second quarter. And when the third quarter begins, Eastern View will be kicking off to Orange County. So that means that the Hornets here would like to establish a little momentum going into the break.
Yeah, because they get the ball starting to have it's the third quarter.
Walker Johnson in the gun, the quarterback. And he's handing off to Jalen Alexander. Here comes Alexander, cut down in the backfield, making a great tackle. Drew Sharina, number 9.
And Sharina came like a missile, Mark.
Yeah, he did.
And he's a wrestler, and Alexander's not gonna shake loose from him.
Well, in a one-on-one situation, you sort of favor this wrestler in a takedown situation, don't you? Nice open field tackle, busted in there behind the line of scrimmage like that, dropped him for a 4-yard loss, brings up 2nd and 14, 1:14 to play here in the second quarter. Walker Johnson is the quarterback. Jalen Alexander is terrific running back, but the Cyclones have not let him get on track, Steve.
No, they haven't, Mark. And I was just thinking, if Eastern View misses any player from last year on defense, if any player they would rather could have back would be Zach Brown.
Yep, I agree with that. I knew as soon as you said if they miss any player on defense, the first guy I thought of was Zach Brown.
Yep.
But not the singer Zach Brown.
No,
You're talking about
I know you're talking about.
Linebacker and wrestler extraordinaire.
He was a stud there, and he was a man.
Yeah, he was. And very modest and humble about his accomplishments. Well, he comes from a good family. You know that. Eric and Janet Brown are his parents. Here is Johnson running out to near midfield. Now remember, the original line of scrimmage was a 48, and they've only picked up 2 yards now. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 8 yards to go with exactly 1 minute to play here in the second quarter.
It looked like, Walker Johnson ran a lot of yards, but he didn't. He was so deep. Plus the lost yards on the previous play.
Well, Steve, from a defensive point of view that when your quarterback like that's running, yes, you'd like to come up and make a tackle, but sometimes you can't come up too soon.
Right.
Because you come up too soon, he tosses it, and you got a man who's beat you. So you got to sort of time it right, don't you?
You sure do.
All right, at midfield is the placement, and 3rd and 8 is the call. And this is Cyclone Mutetwa, was under pressure. And I tell you, the Cyclones know how to put pressure on people, don't they?
They do that, and the ball now
You know, if you're your opponents, wouldn't you probably imagine them saying, "Can you get these guys off of me?" Somebody up there blocked, man. These guys in these white jerseys are all over me.
He said, "Hey guys, hey, you're killing me, Smalls.
You're killing me, Smalls.
Killing me.
You see those guys in the white jerseys? How about blocking those guys? Give me a little running room
You're
out here.
killing me, Smalls." Go to your offensive line with, "You're killing me, man. You're killing me, Smalls."
I tell you what, had lost yardage on the play of 7 yards. Makes it 4th down and 16 with 32 seconds to go. And big Ricardo Flores, who doubles as the punter, he plays on the line. He's a big guy.
Yeah, I understand why they're punting with 32. You think they go for it down 30-0 with 32 seconds, but they don't want to give 30 seconds to Eastern View to get them in the end zone in midfield.
Well, not only that, but I think Eastern View still has 2 timeouts.
Yep.
And they don't need much time to strike.
But you got, Spangler back deep. He can run it back. He's a threat.
All right, Flores, the punter, standing just inside his 30-yard line. Spangler, the lone safety back for Eastern View. Here's Flores' kick. They come at it again. They don't get it. Spangler gets under it near the 25-yard line across the 30, 35, 40. And we got a tackler hanging on for dear life out there. They tackle him at the 45-yard line. That was number 6, Paul Poirier. Excellent field position. What do you think the Cyclones do here, Steve? Do they keep it conservative or do they air it out with 22 seconds to play, knowing they have the ball at the 45-yard line?
Well, I think you air it out. I think you got might want to try, utilize your quick strike offense and see what happens. So
the Cyclones have it on their own 44. They lead 30-0 with 22.1 seconds to play. And unofficially, I have Eastern View with 2 timeouts remaining. I don't think they've called but 1, so they could use, with time management, the clock in such a way they could push it down the field. Man in motion is Chance Graves. They fake it to him. Here's Butler. He's in trouble. And they drop him near the 30-yard line. Big number 52. That is Ricardo Flores.
Yeah, he just broke through, Mark. I guess that was a missed block assignment right there because Flores isn't that quick.
And Steve, not to interrupt you, but it looks like the Cyclones are going to be content just to let this one run out now, and they do. So we have played half of a ball game down here at Porterfield Park. First half in the books. Both teams go to the intermission for the break with the the Cyclones up 30-0. And Steve, when we come back, the Hornets are going to be receiving the football, but that hasn't necessarily been a good thing for them here tonight.
No, it hasn't. So we'll see what they can do. If they just need one more score to get that running clock. So.
All right, enjoy the break. We'll come back for the start of the third. You're watching Cyclones football on the Culpeper Media Network.
Not everyone is an HVAC expert. Luckily, with 20 years of experience, Able Heating and Air can answer any and all questions you may have about your system. Peace of mind and knowledge that you've made the right choice because they are able to keep your home comfortable. Able Heating and Air.
Battlefield Automotive, adding to the years of award-winning customer service with new facilities to serve you even better. Battlefield Automotive on Route 29 south of Culpeper, a keystone of service and a cornerstone of our community. From seed to feed, from shovels to shirts, CFC Farm and Home Center offers everything for your home and your family. And they have since 1932. CFC Farm and Home Center.
Found in Sons Funeral Chapels has made it their business to provide solutions during difficult times for over a quarter of a century. During that time, they've also made an investment in our youth through football, basketball, softball, baseball, lacrosse, and 4-H, among other projects. Good luck to tonight's teams, and do your best.
Mama Mays and their new location on Sperryville Pike is ready to continue to serve you the best in fresh pizza, subs, and so much more. Always fresh, always good. Only Mama Mays. UVA Community Credit Union is a not-for-profit financial cooperative owned by individual members like you. Your financial success enables us to offer better products and services to all of our members and to be a positive force in the Culpeper community.
As we start the third quarter, and when we do, Eastern View will be kicking off to Orange County. So a couple of notables, Steve. One, if you're looking for some positives for the Hornets, they had that goal line stance early on, and they had a couple good runs only to cough it up on fumbles. And the other thing, too, is that What they haven't been able to do, and this is a tribute to Eastern View's defense, is that Jalen Alexander has simply been bottled up.
Yeah, he has, Mark, and that's what scares me a little bit to start the second half a little bit. When's that bottle going to get uncorked?
Yeah.
And, you know, that's the only thing that scares me about Jalen Alexander, because he can go off at any moment.
Garrett Hutchinson has teed it up, and he and his teammates kicking off to the Hornets. And obviously they're going to have to do something quick if they're going to have any chance of getting back into this game and making it competitive, because that first half simply belonged to the Cyclones. All right, here's Hutchinson's kick. We got a whistle and stoppage to get this one.
What's the call this time?
Well, we were talking about the penalties in that first half, Steve. The false starts.
I'm looking for the official. I mean, where's the white hat official? I don't think the play started yet. There he is over there. I guess he wasn't ready.
His message was, when I signal you. Right?
Yeah. When I signal you.
Let's do it again. Garrett Hutchinson.
Let's see if we can get it done.
All right, here we go again. Here's Hutchinson's kick. Third quarter is underway. This one bounces into the waiting arms there of your return man. This is number 21, Hilton Hale. And number 11,
Which will be Dre Walters.
Dre Waters, making the tackle for Eastern View.
Looks like they're going to spot it, Mark. Probably, what, about the 32? No, they will be at the 30-yard line.
Right at the 30. Well, it's average field position.
Yep.
Could be worse.
Now
They've had worse.
Let's see what the Eastern View defense can do here on against the Orange County Hornet offense here. The Eastern View up by a score 30-0.
It'll be interesting to see if Orange County tries to make any adjustments to try to reverse their fortunes here in the second half. Well, Walker Johnson is the quarterback. He's under center. Man in motion is Alexander. He gets the call. And once again, the Hornets bottled him up right at the line of scrimmage. Nothing doing.
Nothing doing, Mark. And they're watching that football, and that's what they're swarming to the football like the Cyclones are well coached and they're taught to do. Led
Well,
by
they give him a yard, 2nd and 9.
We got those big three in there. You know, Jordan Dotson and big number 78 and big number
Elijah Hoskins,
Elijah
78.
Hoskins and big number 69.
Yeah, Jordan Breckley.
Jordan Breckley in there wreaking havoc up front.
No, Hoskins, the junior of that mix.
Yeah.
They deal with a 4-man front here. Here is Noah Carey. He's got some running room. Bursts into the secondary. And big Noah Carey all the way down near the Eastern View 30-yard line. That's going to be a pickup of about 39 yards on the play.
Yep, and again, that was Mark right there. That was just a dive play that, again, the linebackers they were swarming doing a run blitz, and Carey just broke it in from his fullback position right up the middle, and for a big gain.
I think that's the biggest gain of the night for Orange County. All the way down now to the Cyclone 32-yard line. Gives the Hornets a little life. That's Alexander in motion. This is Carey again, the call. He's a load to bring down.
He is that, Mark.
He got inside the 30. Looks like they'll tackle him at the 28. Drew Sharina and company in on the tackle. Looks like they're going to mark it there at the 26. So let's give him 6 and call it 2nd and 4.
And Mark got a score update. Halftime, it's Spotsylvania 28, Culpeper 7.
Wow. You know, you mentioned Spotsylvania's a talented football team this year.
Here they are.
Here is 2nd and 4. Walker Johnson under center. I formation behind him this time. Carries the blocker for Alexander, the ball carrier, and Alexander will pick up 2 or 3 yards. Going to bring up 3rd and short. You got the in on the tackle would be big number 78, Elijah Hoskin for Eastern View.
And, you know, Carey's the one who's surprising them because they're keying on Alexander, and Carey gets the ball, and he's a big load. He plays linebacker, and he's the one who, you know, he's a good, tough-nosed, hard football player.
Well, Orange County started on its own 30. They've moved it down to the Eastern View 23 where it's 3rd and 1. Opening drive of this third quarter. And Carey is that running back there. He gets the ball, and had he not been tripped up, I'm not so sure where he'd be going. But he got inside the 20, and easily a first down for Orange County. Well, they're going to mark it right at the 20. So he needed 1. He picked up 3, moves the sticks, 1st and 10 from that spot.
Yeah, he would have been in the end zone there if he hadn't been tripped up. But again, I don't understand the defensive formation right there. If they know what Carey's got the hot hand, they got to have a lineman stay there, the nose guard position stay home. And also the linebacker, Serena's got to pinch down a little bit.
4-man front there. Carey reigns in the backfield. This time it's Hale and nothing doing. You're talking about Drew Sharina stuffed that one coming up from the middle. And Nathan Hale, or Hilton Hale rather, no chance, nowhere to go. And that's the only negative play Orange County's had on this drive.
It is.
Pushes them back 2 yards. 2nd and 12, clock running, 8:40 to play, third quarter action. If you're just tuning in, first half belonged to the Cyclones. 30-0, the score. And now Orange County looking to drive for its first points of the game. They started this drive in their own 30. They have it at the Eastern View 22, where it's 2nd and 12. Walker Johnson under center, rolls to his right, now throws. This one incomplete. And this was intended for number 11, Cycle Mutetois.
Cycle Mutetois.
Steve, that's a name we hear a lot, don't we?
Yep, it's a common name. Cycle Mutetois.
Mutetois. Brings up 3rd and 12 on the incomplete pass. And the Hornets on the 3rd and long here, they had a pretty good looking drive going until the last couple plays.
And you know the Cyclones want a shutout right here. They don't want the Orange getting in the end zone.
Well, who's in the backfield? You got the quarterback there, Walker Johnson. On his left is Jalen Alexander. Hale on the right. Here he is, the quarterback stepping up. He's got nowhere to go because closing down quickly and making the tackle is Arante Robinson. We'll have a 4th down and long coming up for Orange County.
So you know they're going to go for it. You know they're not going to kick a field goal here.
Mark it at the 26-yard line.
4th and about 16 mark. And all you got to do for Eastern View is just keep him in front of you.
So, I mean, obviously you go for it because a field goal really wouldn't help you, would it?
No, not here, down 30-0.
4th down for the Hornets. Come on, Hornet fans.
He's killing me, Smalls.
First down here.
Small thing. It was a very small thing to say.
That's true.
All right. From the 26, it's 4th and 16. Here's Johnson. Here comes the pressure. Reverses his direction, and he only runs into more players, including big number 99, Jordan Dotson. There were a couple other people there in pursuit.
And 33 was in there too, Mark.
And that would be Runte Robinson. And so the Cyclone defense stiffens up there at the end, and they force a turnover on downs.
See, that's where the quarterback just got to throw it away right there. Why keep going back and giving the Cyclones better field position? Because you were one time way down inside the own 20-yard line.
Well, the Hornets took this third quarter opening drive. They started their own 30. They had moved down to the Eastern View 20 only to be foiled, and they used 5 minutes and 38 seconds of the clock.
And we have
came away with nothing.
We have a timeout, Eastern View, Mark.
All right, with the timeout, we'll tell you this broadcast is made possible by Mama Mays. Our new location on Sperryville Pike offers the same fresh pizza and subs, always fresh, always good, only Mama Mays, 829-9200. And Able Heating and Air, able to keep your family comfortable through every season. Able Heating and Air at 718-7556. And there's UVA Community Credit Union. Your financial success enables us to be a positive force in the Culpeper community. UVA Community Credit Union at 888-887-9136.
So it's going to be interesting to see here now. Eastern View is going to want to, Orange took up a lot of time in that clock.
5:38 to be exact, Steve.
Yeah, I mean, if you're thinking about getting back in the game, you got to start throwing it. And Eastern View is going to want to mix up with the run and the pass here do ball consuming so they can get that running clock.
Actually, it's 12. My mistake. They consume 4 minutes and 38 seconds. It's 12-minute quarter, 7:22 to play left, or remaining in the third. And bouncing out of that pack was Rock Lawson for positive yardage. Got across the 45 out to about the 48. Pickup of 8 yards on first down is going to bring up 2nd and 2.
Big run there by the Rock, carrying the Rock. Can you smell what the Rock's been cooking? Rock Lawson on the run. He was cooking up a big 8-yard run on that.
Sure was. He remains in the backfield alongside Till Butler here on 2nd down and 2. High snap again, and this a little iffy exchange to Lawson. He looked like he bobbled it, but he was able to hold on to it. He lost yardage back to the 45-yard line. That's a loss of 3. It's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
Again, that high snap mark messes up the timing. You know, then you got to go to your center and say, look, you're snapping it really hard, but you're snapping it up way high. Just, snap it low a little bit. Just snap it straight back.
All right. So they call it 3rd and 4 from the Cyclone 46-yard line. Butler throwing out there to Chance Graves. He breaks the tackle. He's in the open field, and he's going to take it to the house from 54 yards.
54 yards. Sound the sirens, batten down the hatches. It's a Cyclone touchdown. Till Butler to Chance Graves, and that was all Chance Graves. Margaret, Till Butler just threw it out there to the flat and let Chance Graves make one defender miss, and then he took it all the way to the house. And we'll go to replay here and see that. And here we go, right here, where Till Butler just drops back, throws a little pass right out to the flat to the sideline. Chance Graves makes the first defender miss. Boom, all the way down, 54 yards down the sideline, untouched.
All right, Garrett. Hutchinson on for the point after. Butler the holder. Hutchinson's kick. Up and good. 37-0 our score with 6:06 to play here in the third quarter. And with 35-plus point differential, that means a continuously moving clock.
Continuous moving clock now because of the score of being 37-0. Now it'll be the official signaling that it'll be a running clock.
All right. Well, this broadcast is made possible by CFC Farm and Home Center, outfitting your family from head to toe since 1932. CFC Farm and Home Center at 825-2200. And Battlefield Automotive, a keystone of service and a cornerstone of our community. Battlefield Automotive at 547-3673. Mark O'Connell, Steve Peacock, Johnny Krawchuk with you tonight from Porterfield Park in Orange, Virginia, home of the Fighting Hornets. But talking about taking the sting out of this football team, the Cyclones have done just that, Steve, 37-0.
Yep.
And really wasn't a bad-looking drive that Orange County had, but they got down to where they looked at a third and 12, and then they had the sack, and it was fourth and 16, and turned it over on downs. Preserves the shutout for the Cyclones, at least for now, and then didn't take the Cyclones but 3 plays to strike with that 54-yard pass play from Till Butler to Chance Graves. It's a short pass, Steve, and as you pointed out, Graves did the work.
He did the work.
Here is the return man, Paul Poirier. Cannot get on track. They're going to drop him near the 20-yard line.
And the clock will keep running.
So pay attention because this one's going to get away from us, right?
It's going to get away.
We'll look at the clock one moment and we'll say 5:50. We'll look at it again. Whoa, we're down to a minute. So, and that's what happens with a 35-point plus differential in a game. We have the continuously running clock, and that's essentially a mercy roll, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and it's there for a reason, Mark. You just don't want, gone are the days. Well, I guess you still have them. Eastern View put on 63 on Albemarle, but you can still run up the score. But it's really, like I said, it's the mercy rule.
Looks like they have it marked at the 12-yard line. Poor field position for the Hornets. They face a Cyclone defense that has been nothing short of stingy and swarming. And here's your quarterback throwing. And this one is likely picked off.
It is.
And it is picked off and wrestled to the ground is Chance Graves. He's had a big game, has he not?
has that,
You think
Mark.
about that, Steve. He had an interception there, plus he's had the 2 touchdown catches, and he's had a blocked punt for a touchdown.
And they're ringing the bell down there. You know, he rang that bell, had a nice interception. And again, Orange is a little bit upset, but Orange is the one who was trying to, wrestle it away. And there's a flag on the play, Mark.
I thought there might have been a face mask on that tackle. Let's see what the call is. I thought the receiver who became the defender after Graves had intercepted the pass may have gotten the face mask, but I could very well be wrong. I want to go back and recap the scoring when we get a chance, too, because we've had some electrifying big plays tonight, haven't we?
We sure have. And they're talking about it. I think it might, they're telling Orange there was a little melee over there after the interception, after Chance Graves. He took it away, and he knocked the player down, and then he ran down to ring the bell. But we'll see what the but again, and that's what.
Oh, it's against Eastern View. My bad.
Was face mask or a hold?
No, they didn't. They just signaled it was a personal foul. They didn't indicate. But as we mark it off, I'm going to go back through these big plays. First one of the night was a 64-yard touchdown pass. Till Butler to Alex Spangler made it 6-0. Later on, Chance Graves a 77-yard touchdown catch. And then we had Spangler with a 54-yard touchdown catch. Then after that, Chance Graves had the blocked punt for a touchdown. And it was 30-0 to have. Add that field goal by Garrett Hutchinson as well. And then here in the third quarter, a 54-yard touchdown catch reception by Chance Graves. And then a moment ago on defense made the interception to give the ball back to his Eastern View teammates. And obviously they've got things going their way tonight, including a continuously running clock.
They do, and the clock's not running right now because it's a penalty.
Right.
And it's stopped, but the officials are talking to Eastern View and Coach Hatfield, telling them to calm down because they don't want this game to get out of hand. And, and that's the only knock on that, opposing teams say about Eastern View, but Eastern View is not doing anything unsportsmanlike. They want to win. They're a winning football team. And they took that ball away in an interception, and the Orange didn't like it. But, again, the officials are telling everybody to calm it down, and, you don't want this game to get out of hand.
Okay. Well, after they sort through all this, and I guess they haven't decided where the ball is going to be yet. Now they move it to the 36-yard line of Orange County, which would make for a very short field for the Cyclones, who have no trouble finding the opponent's end zone. All right. So 1st and 10 now, Cyclones from the Hornet 36. Clock goes back to ticking and 4:25 to play third quarter. Butler stepping up. Here comes the pressure. They're going to tackle him. That was Jalen Alexander. Let's check the spot. It's going to be a loss, obviously, but not sure how far back. He would have had some forward progress. Looks like it's back to the 45-yard line. Or make it the 44. Steve, that's a loss of 8 yards.
Yep.
Second down and 18 coming up. Clock continues to run.
Well, that was a play they didn't want to make Orange pay for that. After throwing that interception, they wanted to make Orange. He was looking for Blake Leak. Now some people say, why would you want to be throwing it up 37-0? But again, you're just telling your boys to go play football, run plays.
Another high snap. He's able to get it down and hand it off there to Ronte Robinson. And Noah Carey makes a tackle right there at the line of scrimmage. Going to bring up third down and about 18.
And now, you know what Eastern View can do on big third down plays.
They've been there a few times tonight. How many times really have they had third and long only to connect on a big pass play for touchdown? And I guess if you're the defense, to put it in a word, that has to be demoralizing.
Yep.
All right, line of scrimmage, the 45. It's 3rd and 20. Butler over the middle. He's got the receiver near the 40. And this is Alex Spangler.
He's going to be a little bit short, Mark.
A little bit down the Orange County 30. Pick up a 25-yard.
Pick up about 25. He cut back a little bit. If you made one more cut, he would have picked it up. But now it looks like about 4th and about 5. And they're going for it.
And the clock continues to run. 2:25 to play here in the third quarter. 37-0 Cyclones. And 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Robinson back there with Butler trying to draw the Hornets off sides. They're not buying it. Now we got a whistle. And we're going to have a Cyclone timeout.
Here, what I do, I would put Garrett Hutchinson out here and try him try a 47-yarder, Mark.
Yeah,
Why not?
Is it fourth down?
Yeah.
Well, you're right.
I'd go down here. The ball's at the 30-yard line.
37 and 10 is 47.
47-yard, why not? He's got the leg. Try it and see what you can do. I mean, to be, knowing if he did make it, you got that weapon in your arsenal to use later on in the season. You're up 37-0, running clock. I mean, what the thing is, what do you have to lose here? But I don't know what Coach Hatfield, if he's going to be on that same mindset of my thinking. But we'll see what he. I don't think he's going to bring out Hutchinson because I don't see him warming up.
Cyclones.
And you don't want to punt it here
No.
because, you're not going to gain anything. So you got to go for it.
Yeah, you're right, because even if you don't make it, the 30-yard line is not exactly outstanding field position for the opposition who hasn't scored any points tonight.
I would, like I said, maybe send Blake Lee, but they got Alexander hanging all over Blake Lee or number 3. I'd be see what they're going to do here. They got trips to the right.
And Bronte Robinson in the backfield with Butler. That's Leak in motion. And they pitch it to Leak. Here he is at the 30. And he's got a first down. Breaks a tackle. Still on his feet. And he's pushed into the end zone. Let's see, it stands. Can you believe that? You've been talking about Leak all night and how they have focused on him. And now how you get Leak in the mix, you bring him in on the end around.
But we're going to the flag on the field. We'll see what the call is. And they signal touchdown, but it's right at the 30-yard line and where the official is, and see what the flag is.
Well, either way, it was a terrific play. Well conceived and executed by the Cyclone offense.
Yeah, it's going to be against Eastern View.
But is it after the touchdown? That's the question. If the
That
touchdown is
touchdown
good. All right. Another wave off the penalty?
No, unsportsmanlike against
Orange County, how about that? Okay, Steve.
Sound the sirens, batten down the hatches. It's a Cyclone touchdown. Blake Leak on the end around mark, and we just called his name. Maybe something for Blake Leak and just a little pitch right around the end around, and then all Blake Leak, all state receiver. I mean, what an athlete made Orange pay, breaking tackles all the way to the end zone.
And did you saw how he accelerated when he had the opening, because he waited for the play to develop. He got to the right side. He had some running room, but he waited for the blocking to develop, and once it did, he just shot through there, broke a tackle, and then, he showed some speed.
Yeah, he sure did.
And here's Hutchinson again for the point after.
And I'm surprised the clock's not running even on the PAT, but I guess it doesn't.
All right, Hutchinson's kick is up and good. Our score, 44-0. Cyclones here with 2 minutes to play in the third quarter. But, I was impressed with that run by Leak. He was patient, and then he saw the opportunity. He accelerated, he broke a tackle, and then he showed speed there to outrun the defenders.
He sure did. And he got in the end zone, and like you said, he broke tackles, used his athleticism to get on in there into the end zone. But what I was getting ready to tell you, we're getting pretty close to your prediction. You predicted the score to me. What'd you predict when you sent me the email? Or
I think it was 49-7.
Right. Well, it's 44-0, so we're getting close.
Yeah.
Mark the prognosticator.
Well, I can never match you, but every now and then I get lucky.
Yeah, you can't match Pick'em Petey.
No, but you can give it a gallant effort.
True.
44-0.
So.
Well, this broadcast is made possible by Fountain Sons, investing in youth at all levels to help make tomorrow's leaders. Fountain Sons at 825-3530. And if you're wondering why Garrett Hutchinson's teed it up at the Orange County 45-yard line, that would be because of the unsportsmanlike penalty against the Hornets assessed after that touchdown run by Blake Leak.
Again, it looks like Eastern View will be 7-0 against the Hornets, and I'm pretty sure the Hornets might not want to be scheduling Eastern View anytime soon anymore, but they do every year.
Well, Hutchinson's kick should go into the end zone, and it does. So we'll have the touchback. Hornets will pick back up on things at their own 20-yard line. Steve, why don't we look ahead and see what Eastern View is going to be doing in subsequent weeks?
All right. And I'm just harking back to my memory in my days of Culpeper Orange, rivalries, but Culpeper doesn't play Orange this year.
So, Eastern View tonight will get a big win over Orange County. Next week, they're home to Charlottesville.
Charlottesville's got it down. James and Rowe destroyed them last week. Charlottesville is another team that does not have very much. They're young. So, count another big win. Same with Caroline. I really don't see Eastern View getting challenged until
Cortland.
Cortland or James and Rowe.
Well, they get Cortland on October the 11th.
Yeah, but they got James and Rowe beforehand.
Is James and Rowe going to challenge them?
They're 3-0 right now.
All right, Orange County from the 20-yard line, and the running back once more, nowhere to go. Now, that was Jalen Alexander. Now, his teammate, number 25, Noah Carey, he had some success in this quarter in Orange County's opening possession, didn't he?
Yep, he sure did. Now number 44 is back in for instead of 33 at the linebacker spot. And that is for Eastern View.
Number 44?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we've been talking about him tonight, Mikey Keene.
Yeah, but before 33 had been playing the last 2 quarters.
Ronte Robinson.
But he's
Okay.
been playing running back, so they gave him a rest.
Second down and 11 here. Clock continues to run. 50 seconds to play in the third. Here is your quarterback throwing out there. This one's picked off again. This time it is number 6, Josh Logan, into the end zone.
Touchdown! Sound the sirens, batten down the hatches. It's a Cyclone touchdown on the interception by Josh Logan.
Wow. They're ringing the bells, Steve.
Yep. Every time the defense scores a touchdown, they ring the bell.
And if Lurch were here, he would say, "You
Rang, sir. You rang, sir.
well, the
My
route.
name is Lurch.
Well, the route continues.
Yeah,
It's 50-0, and Garrett Hutchinson, is he going to get a sore foot tonight?
51. This is a thrashing. And, that's not Eastern View's fault. Orange quarterback threw the interception. What do you want Eastern View guys to take a knee?
Well, Butler's hold, Hutchinson's kick, good again. 51-0 in favor of the Cyclones. 41 seconds to play in the third quarter. And, wow.
Yeah,
What else can you say? But, Steve, we were talking about the Eastern View schedule. So they opened against Culpeper. They won 28-0. They played Albemarle last week. They won 63-7. Orange County tonight, it's 51-0. The game ain't over. Well, they play Charlottesville next week at home. Then they get Caroline at home.
Oh, at home.
Well, it says it's at Eastern View.
Right.
They play at James Monroe. Then they play home to Cortland. Then on October 18th, they're at King George.
That might be a big. If King George is playing the way they're playing, that'd be a big game. I think the James Monroe is going to be a test for them. James Monroe beat Riverbend pretty good last week, and Division 6 school, and they've beaten Stafford and they've beaten. So they're playing tonight. So yeah, they're 2-0. So they're Rich Survey is well coached. James Monroe, they got speed. They're coming back. And then Spotsylvania.
Well, they're going to get here's the kickoff. This one fielded inside the 5-yard line. This is Poirier across the 25, 30. They tackle him near the Orange County sideline after he crossed the 35-yard line, and some tempers flare, and the penalty flags come out. This is where you can get kind of ugly. You got to separate the players pretty quickly.
Yeah. The coaches are getting the players separated. And
Steve, I think when you're Orange County, it could be any team, when you're losing 51-0 at home.
Right.
It just, you got to figure you got a short fuse.
Yeah, they do, and and the officials trying to get under control. So are the coaches, and they thought their teammate was getting number 11, who made the tackle for Eastern View, was getting mugged, and so now the officials threw the flag, and we'll see if it's offsetting. But the
number 11 for Eastern View is Dre Waters.
So we'll see what the.
You got the teams huddling up here, hoping for cooler head. Now let's get back to the schedule, because after the King George game, Eastern View always gets its bye late in the year. They have a bye week October 25th. Then they come back for the last 2 regular season games. They get Spotsylvania and Chancellor to close out the regular season.
They've marked the 2 unsportsmanlike penalties against Eastern View. So again, that's always been a knock against Eastern View, and their unsportsmanlike penalties here. But I didn't see that. I thought that was all orange. We'll see what the.
Well, you had the Eastern View tackler. He was trapped over there on the Orange County sideline, and you just don't know what's being said, and you can't see it all. That's for sure. Look how they mark it off. Orange County is going to have it at the Eastern View 46.
Yeah, because he was tackled at the what? It looked like the 35.
About the 35, yeah.
Yep. But the coaches in Eastern View is telling their boys, say, look, come on, guys. We don't need to be showing it, rub it in their face. We're up 51-0. Let's go out here and just play football. And the coaches and the officials are explaining to Coach Hatfield and the staff what's going on. And Coach Hatfield's official in here for one. I don't blame him because I think that was a bad call, Mark. Didn't see anything Eastern View unless something was said. But I didn't see anything Eastern View did wrong.
Well, one thing about it is the frustration level very high. All right, so after all that, they start the clock again. This could be the last play of the third quarter. Noah Carey, the ball carrier. He almost busted out of there. He got down to the Eastern View 40, and we've got a little bit more exchanges between these two teams.
Yeah. And I think it's going to be against, Blake Leak was involved in it. There's a flag on Blake Leak, another flag. We'll see what's going on, see if anybody, it looks like that offensive lineman did take it to Blake pretty hard.
Well, they're making some notes out there, find out who's culpable. We know one thing. Now, that play signaled the end of the third quarter.
Right. And if you get players tossed, Mark, you don't want to get your star players tossed because they don't play the next game. They have to sit out. So, they're.
Steve, we're in a situation right now where maybe we can be thankful for a continuously running clock. And in fact, when you think about the emotional level and some of the things that are playing out right now, it wouldn't be a bad idea if that clock was on fast forward.
That's true. It is right now because
super fast forward.
I mean that was Orange's fault. They threw the flag on Orange, but then they threw another one. We'll see what the. I wonder. It looked like they're taking names. I wonder if players are going to get thrown out here. We'll see. Because they still haven't marked it off. They're talking to Coach Hatfield.
It'll be interesting to know what that exchange is all about.
Well, Coach Hatfield's right. He's saying, look, our players being manhandled way after the play's over, and you're not even making a call.
One of the Orange County players lost his helmet, Steve.
Yeah.
He was the one in there sort of at the end of that fracas, if you will.
And
you're looking at some of the other coaches in the background, too.
Yeah, because this involves Blake Leak. This is a big call here, Mark. Because they tossed him, but Blake wasn't doing anything. He was just getting mauled by an offensive lineman for Orange County. And the official saying, "Look, we've had enough." And Mark, I'm not going to make comment, but I will say this. I mean, I don't want to get in a big long commentary. I understand ringing the bell, but that should be something left at home for home game.
Yeah.
You bring that here, that just antagonizes the other team, especially when you're up this much and you go and ringing the bell. What's that going to do? It's just going to incite the other team. To me, you leave that at home.
Well, I think you make a fair point. I really do.
I mean, because all that's doing is just inciting Orange every time they go down. You can't fault the kids. They're excited. All right, well, unsportsmanlike.
He's walking
Orange,
it off now.
Unsportsmanlike against Eastern View. Offsetting penalties.
But then there's another personal foul, which is
View.
why he just marked it off to the Eastern View 24-yard line.
Yeah.
The line of scrimmage had been the 46.
Yep. But it's going to be fourth quarter. But who was the call on? What couldn't have been Blake Leak. He was getting mauled. And if I was right now with the running clock, you're up 51-0. I mean, I would start looking at maybe playing your reserves a little bit.
Well, let's check the numbers because I think we're going to start seeing some of those, Steve. If you'll be on the lookout, you can help me. Johnny's going to zoom in and see if we can pick up some
51.
All right, well, 51 is Giancarlo Hernandez.
He's going to get some playing time here.
63. CJ Beachboard.
Yep. Now, they didn't toss any players. I didn't see any players get tossed. So
54. Jess Griffiths.
we got a lot of reserves in now, especially in the backfield. They took Blake out. They took, no players were tossed. So
Number 30, Steve, Connor Weeks.
yeah, I think that they're just saying, look, we're going to play some reserves here is getting the starters out because they don't want anybody getting hurt. I don't blame them. Now you got Alexander out here wide.
This is where Orange County might have.
Not everyone is an HVAC expert. Luckily, with 20 years of experience, Able Heating and Air can answer any and all questions you may have about your system. Peace of mind and knowledge that you've made the right choice because they are able to keep your home comfortable. Able Heating and Air.
Battlefield Automotive, adding to the years of award-winning customer service with new facilities to serve you even better. Battlefield Automotive on Route 29 south of Culpeper, a keystone of service and a cornerstone of our community. From seed to feed, from shovels to shirts, CFC Farm and Home Center offers everything for your home and your family. And they have since 1932. CFC Farm and Home Center.
Found in Sons Funeral Chapels has made it their business to provide solutions during difficult times for over a quarter of a century. During that time, they've also made an investment in our youth through football, basketball, softball, baseball, lacrosse, and 4-H, among other projects. Good luck to tonight's teams, and do your best.
Mama Mays and their new location on Sperryville Pike is ready to continue to serve you the best in fresh pizza, subs, and so much more. Always fresh, always good. Only Mama Mays. UVA Community Credit Union is a not-for-profit financial cooperative owned by individual members like you. Your financial success enables us to offer better products and services to all of our members and to be a positive force in the Culpeper community.
Its best chance to score some points tonight against these Cyclone reserve players. All right, after all of that mess, for lack of a better word, Hornets have it at the Cyclone 25. This is Noah Carey. Hard running, straight ahead, inside the 20. They'll mark it at the 20.
They're going to
at
try
the 23.
And I wouldn't be surprised if they just give a dose of carry.
I'm sorry, Steven. Mark it at the 19. My mistake. Picked up 5. 2nd and 5 coming up. All right. So let's check in to see who's in there for the Hornets. Some of those regulars remain, obviously. Jalen Alexander's number 1. Jerick Washington, number 10. He's been a standout player, but he's been quiet tonight.
Yep.
Noah Carey. They go with that I formation there. Carey, the fullback. Alexander, the tailback in this set. Here's Alexander, left tackle. Still can't get on track. Making the initial hit there was big number 99, Jordan Dotson. And he slowed him down, and then the help came to put the finishing touches on Alexander.
Number 54 for Eastern View's in on the play too, Mark.
All right, 54 is Jess Griffiths.
And, I see the Eastern View starters on the sidelines. They got their helmets off. I think their night's done.
Well, it should be, really.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you think?
Yep.
They did their job tonight to the tune of scoring 51 points. And when we recap this game at the end of it, I mean, we're going to be emphasizing the big plays of the Cyclones and just how they ended up getting Blake Mix in that explosive combination as well. All right, quarterback having to switch directions here. He's at the 20, 15, 10. Pushed out of bounds at that spot. Number 44 comes over and makes the tackle. We've talked about him tonight, Mikey Keene.
And we got flag on the play. It looks like it's going to be coming back. It's going to be a hold against Orange.
Well, I tell you what, if you were tracking penalties and yardage, it would not be a pretty sight tonight, would it?
No, it wouldn't. a lot of laundry on the field. We're gonna have to get the Tide out to wash off the dirt off the flags.
Well, I think if you're both teams, one of your takeaways tonight, Steve, is going to be we've got to play more discipline.
Yeah.
The false starts eliminate the
Yeah.
holdings and the unsportsmanlike penalties. I mean, those are huge.
Those are the ones you got to curtail. And I know Coach Hatfield agrees. You don't want to curb your kids' enthusiasm, but enough's enough. No woofing, no talking back. Show your play on the field. That's where you're gonna get your respect from. And I know it's a backyard rivalry and all that, and Orange wants to score, but it's now good to see that Eastern View's got their reserves in there, as they should be, and give them some playing time.
All right, here's 3rd and 15 for the Hornets from the Cyclone 30. And here's your quarterback being pressured. Dotson coming after him. He gets rid of it, and he gets it to Alexander. 20, 15. Alexander breaks the tackle, and it looks like he's into the end zone. Finally, they unleash Jalen Alexander, and he gets it in from 30 yards out. Touchdown, Hornets, their first points of the night.
First points of the night, Mark. And again, a broken tackle. It almost had him down, but Alexander's too good for that arm tackle. Ran right through it for a touchdown.
Well, it gives the home team and their fans a little something to cheer about late in the game. 51-6 our score. Actually, it looks like they moved. They knocked him out of bounds at the 5. So let's hold off on that one.
Okay.
It was a good run by Alexander, but he ran out of real estate along the Eastern View sidelines.
Yep, and the clock's continuing to run.
So Orange has it now at Eastern View's 5-yard line, where it's 1st and goal. 8:30 to play here in the game. Walker Johnson will operate under center. Noah Carey is number 25 in the running back's position. Number 6 is Paul Poirier. Number 1, Jalen Alexander. He's the man in motion. He gets the pitch. Here's Alexander. Makes a cut. Heads to the end zone. He lowers his shoulder. He's in there. Touchdown, Hornets. Alexander gives them their first points of the night. It's 51-6 with 8:06 to play.
Again, that was expected. Orange, has been trying. Alexander got in, but you can always say the Orange they scored against the second team of Eastern View. But
and we were just saying that this was an opportunity maybe for Orange County to get their first points of the night, as their starters battled against many of the reserve players from Eastern View.
Yeah,
but in any event, Alexander's in, and it's 51-6. Do they go for the 2-pointer here? Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, I mean, a point after ain't going to do you any good. I mean, you got to be up with 35 points, and so, even at 8 points, you're still not within it.
Yeah. You're still down by 43. Here's the quarterback keeping it. He's into the end zone. Converts the 2-point play. 51-8 our score with 8:06 to play. Well, let me tell you about our sponsors who make this broadcast possible. Mama Mays, our new location on Sperryville Pike, offers the same fresh pizza and subs. Always fresh, always good. Only Mama Mays at 829-9200. Able Heating and Air, able to keep your family comfortable through every season. Able Heating and Air at 718-7556. And UVA Community Credit Union, your financial success enables us to be a positive force in the Culpeper community. UVA Community Credit Union at 888-887-9136. Steve, where are we going to be next week?
Probably will be doing Culpeper. So where's Culpeper?
Let's take a look at what Culpeper has going on. We know that they got the big win last week over Monticello. And we know that tonight they're playing Spotsylvania, and at the half they weren't doing so well.
Well, because I'll be honest with you, the Charlottesville game is going to be a blowout just like this. So.
Well, next week Culpeper has its bye week.
Oh, okay, so maybe
it might be a time for us to be off.
It might be our bye week too.
What do you think?
Yeah, sounds good to me. Because I'll be honest with you, Eastern View Charlottesville is going to be it ain't going to be much of a contest.
You think it might end up a lot like this one?
Yep. James Rowe destroyed Charlottesville. That's who it was. Yeah, James Rowe is 3-0. But they beat Charlottesville, destroyed them, beat Stafford and Riverbend.
Watch for the onside kick here. Noah Carey. Nope. Pooch kick. Keep it down on the ground. Fielded at the 20. 30. Out to the 35 is your return man there. And that was number 27, Jose Juarez. Is that who you had? Yeah, number 27. Well, there's a name we haven't called tonight.
Nope.
Jose Juarez.
What year is he?
All right. Jose is a senior, defensive back, stands 5 feet 8, 155 pounds. Who will we see now at quarterback?
I see Till out there. I don't know if you're going to – I would think you would see the backup, number 16.
Well, isn't it Hughesby who's the backup?
number
Yeah,
16.
Caden Hughesby.
I would think you would see him.
All right, let's look for him. If it is, Hughesby is number 16. Let's
Yeah,
see.
he's
Yep,
in-
he's
he's
in
in
there. So our first look at Caden Hughesby. He's a sophomore. He's 6 feet 1, 180 pounds. Let's see what he does. He's going to hand off to the running back. And this is number 30, I believe.
Nice play again by 25.
That's Connor Weeks. And a penalty. Oh, that's number 40, Steve. That's Deuce Washington.
Yep,
And another penalty flag comes in at the end of this
It's
play.
going to be a number 15 for a personal foul for using his head. He was coming in there. He was trying to – the guy was already on the ground. And the official was telling him, said, look, that was a bad play. There's a personal foul. I saw it. And he came in and tried to lower his head already. The running back, number 40, was on the ground. Who's that for?
Deuce Washington. He's a freshman.
He was already on the ground, and the officials saw it, and 15 didn't make contact, but he almost did. He was coming in to lower the boom, and that could have hurt him.
Steve, is it? I know we have a continuously moving clock, but do they keep it running during a penalty?
Yep,
Because they've been doing it now. You know, they're still running.
Yep, because the official told him to.
All right.
Not supposed to, but they told him to.
Made the exception.
Yeah,
All right,
made the
that
exception.
penalty moves it down to the orange 45, and we are now at the midway mark of the fourth quarter, 6 minutes, and still counting. All right, so the quarterback is number 16, Caden Hughesby, sophomore.
We got some new offensive linemen. We'll try to get them as we can.
All right, they go back to the run. Breaking a tackle and picking up positive yardage. Deuce Washington again. Let's pick up those clean-looking jerseys, Steve.
58.
All right, 58 is Connor Golightly.
All right, 73.
Sammy Fairfax.
All right, 63. Do we just say?
I don't have a 63.
Well, there's the one out there in Eastern View, 63.
All right, phantom player.
Oh, here we go. We thought we could get away with the game, and we can't. We got a
Hey,
Phantom.
number 20, Jalen Woodward.
We got the Phantom. He's in.
Number 24, D'Artagnan Sherbin. Wow, they're going deep down with the reserves now. And this is Deuce.
For a freshman,
I
strong
tell you
run.
what, he bounced off that like the ping, what do you call it? Pinball?
Pinball machine.
Yeah. Well, he's getting some reps here. Now they have the ball at the 35-yard line, and this clock,
And
4:50 and counting.
And number 17, who's 17 for Eastern View?
Greg Bradley.
He's in there. 66.
Route 66. Nate Newton.
Yep.
The Nate Newton.
Nate Newton from the Cowboys. Route 66.
Get your kicks on Route 66.
with Nate Newton.
Can you believe they have a player named Nate Newton? Now he's got a. Here's a bad snap. Gets through the hands of Hughesby. And the ball is still loose in Orange County. Looks like they recovered it. Big number 74 pounces on it. It's Jaleel Knight.
Yeah. And the clock still runs.
Yeah.
They want the clock to still run.
Yeah, they did because it's merciful.
Yeah.
Isn't it merciful?
Yeah. Yeah.
Orange has it at the Eastern View 44-yard line. And let's see if they make any personnel changes. I don't see any, Steve.
No, they're keeping their starters in. They want to bring another score. See, now if they get another score, would that bring them within 35? It'd be, would that be 16? That'd be exactly 35, wouldn't it?
It's going to come so late, though, that
Yeah.
it probably wouldn't make any difference because the clock's down to 3:45 and counting already. Here's Walker Johnson. Here's some good protection. Airs it out downfield. This one picked off. Great coverage out there. Number 25 for Eastern View is Marshall Addo, and he picks up an interception. Now, don't go ring that bell.
Yeah, there he goes.
This is going to incur the boos of the Orange
Yep.
County partisan crowd.
Yep, they will ring that bell, and See, that's what agitates the crowd. And like I said, I think it's great at home games, Mark, but bringing away games, you bring it into an environment like that, I can understand. But, again, they don't want to curb the enthusiasm of the kids. He's 25. He hasn't been in the game. He has an interception. He'll remember that the rest of his life. So,
how many interceptions tonight? It's been at least 3 for the Cyclones.
At least.
And a couple of those returned for touchdowns, right?
Yep.
This has been a game of big plays for the Cyclones tonight. No doubt about it. Caden Hughesby gets a few reps at quarterback. He's having trouble holding on to this one, and they tackle him immediately back to the 15-yard line, and it'll be a loss of 5 yards. But the clock will continue to run, and I'll tell you what, the fact that it does is certainly a merciful thing.
Yep. And the officials wanted this game to end. So we got some new names in there now. We call 58.
58 feels great. Connor, go lightly.
Okay, Connor, go lightly. Don't tread on me. 16.
Well, that's your quarterback, Caden
Caden
Hughesby.
Hughesby. 73, we've called him.
17 is Greg Bradley. He's a wide receiver.
73, we've called his name, Sammy Fairfax.
Yep. Sammy, Northern Virginia. All right, little play. Hey, here's Deuce Washington again. I think he's got that, you can see that potential in him, can't you?
Yep, you sure can. He's only a freshman. He wants some playing time, but I think you're going to see him, later on in the season.
To pick up number 24, we did D'Artagnan Sherbin.
Yep. That's one of the 3 Musketeers.
Yeah, D'Artagnan. I've only met one other kid by that name. It was D'Artagnan Dwyer.
All for one, one for all.
You know who I'm talking about? The Dwyer wrestling family?
Okay.
Yeah, D'Artagnan was one of those kids. They're all named with the letter D. Yeah, Dylan, Derek.
D'Artagnan.
DJ was Dustin, D'Artagnan. Yeah, great family too. Anyway, clock continues to run. We're down to under a minute to play in this one, and this is Washington again. This time, nowhere to go.
Noah Carey.
Noah Carey in on the tackle. You got it. Also, number 41 in there, Christian Coppage.
And they're just going to let this brings up 4th down.
I think they're going to let that clock run down as far as they can.
They are.
And no reason to stop it.
And then to punt it away.
4th and 11 from the 14.
Or they're just going to turn it over on downs, I think. Yep, they're just going to let it go out.
Okay, so my prediction was what, 49-7?
You're 51-8.
It's 51-8. Well, that's fairly close. Hey, Greg. Well, all right, they're going to let the final seconds just tick off, and that's probably the right thing to do. Here are the final seconds. They tick off. It's official. This one's in the books. Final score, 51-8 Cyclones. Steve, let's wrap it up briefly because I think we've been talking about the big plays all game.
Yeah, big plays, that's the name of the game. I mean, Till Butler had an outstanding game. Throwing and with the receiving yards and the running back, it was all Eastern View. I mean, they just and got to give credit to Eastern View's defense. They caused the turnovers. Orange is quickly outclassed tonight by the Cyclones.
So the big plays included long pass plays for touchdowns, a blocked punt for touchdown, 3 interceptions, 2 of which were returned for TDs. Garrett Hutchinson had a good kicking game with a field goal and the point afters. And Blake Leak they were containing him and sort of nullifying him, but they found a way, Steve, to get him into the explosive mix late in the game.
They did, Mark. And, on the end around, they did it, and he broke tackles, uses athleticism. But you got, my hat's off not only to Blake Leak, but the way Till Butler played tonight, too. Played with a lot of poise. He was handling some high snaps. They're going to have to work on that this week to get that down. But you can't, and also Chance Graves and Alex Spangler, they are standing out too with big receiving plays, big yardage, and again, hats off to that Eastern View offense.
All right, well, Steve, enjoyed calling the game with you again. That'll do it for us tonight at Porterfield Park, where once again our final score: Cyclones 51, Hornets 8. For Johnny and Steve, I'm Mark O'Connell saying thanks for watching and supporting Cyclones football on the Culpeper Media Network. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you next time.